Guys, I'm done with this fight. I just watched the Casey O'Neill fight in Antonina Shevchenko. Two things I took away from this fight before I get into the analysis of the fight. Antonina Shevchenko does not have an elite jiu-jitsu ground game on the ground. She is a primarily a Muay Thai fighter, a kickboxer, very excellent in that. Now, when I was watching the first round, I was pissed off. I was extremely pissed off because of a couple things. The main reason I was pissed off is because Antonina, why are you even entertaining this girl on the ground? You're not a ground fighter. You're a kickboxer and Muay Thai specialist. You're not a ground fighter. Why are you even entertaining the grappling exchanges? Why are you even on top? Because when she was on top, okay, cool, you're on top. You have the advantage here in the grappling, but the thing is, you don't really have the advantage all the way. Because, if you compare Antonina's ground game, her top game, to Casey's top game, two different worlds. And Casey's bottom game, on the bottom, she's actually a lot better than Antonina thinks. So there's a lot of danger there. So I'm screaming at the TV and I'm trying to look at this fight and I'm thinking about, okay, what are you doing, Antonina? Why are you on the ground with this girl? You're not on that level yet. Like, you need to work on your ground game more. And then she's okay, and then her wrestling is extremely bad. Antonina's wrestling is extremely bad. She cannot defend a single leg or a double leg to save her life. She cannot defend the body lock takedowns to save her life. Her grappling is zero. And it's just really sad to watch her fight these grapplers because she doesn't have any grappling. Antonina's grappling is zero. Like, it's so sad to see. I mean, she has a couple submissions on her record, but when she fights these girls that are brown belts or black belts or even purple belts, high-level purple belts or low-level brown belts or an elite-level black belt, will put her to sleep. Easy. Choke. Easy work. Because she doesn't have the mat time. Like, you got to put in hundreds of hours of work on that jiu-jitsu mat. You got to constantly be rolling with different people numerous times a day. I think that's what Valentina does. That's why Valentina is the best. Because she trains hard like her life depends on it. I think Antonina's, her head is not in the game anymore. I feel like she doesn't want to fight anymore. And she's not that enthusiastic about fighting. She lost her last fight against Andrea Lee. She lost this fight. She lost the fight before that against Kane Shukagian. So it's like, okay, where do we go from here? Are we only keeping her in the UFC because of her attachment to Valentina? Or is it because she's a good fighter? I feel like, okay, she's unranked now. So she's not even a ranked fighter. I think in a couple fights, if she keeps losing like this, she needs to get released from the UFC. Sad to say, because I really love Valentina Shevchenko. I'm a big fan, and it's sad to see her sister. It's not sad because it's MMA and it's part of the game. So to get finished, that's not sad. But the sad part is, like, why are you following a game plan that's so bad, and why are you so bad on the ground? That's what's troubling. She could not compete with Casey O'Neill tonight. She had nothing for her on the ground. She had nothing for the grappling. She had nothing for the takedowns. She had nothing tonight. And at the beginning, when she put her in that crucifix position, what was she thinking? I get it. Like, you want to get finishes like your sister Valentina, but you're not Valentina. You're Antonina Shevchenko. You're not Valentina Shevchenko. And Casey just dominated the fight. Beat her pretty easily. I feel like if Antonina worked on her footwork more and she used her movement to stay away from those takedowns and sets up the kicks and punches and doesn't throw as many low kicks, maybe has a very boxing style fight and she needs to improve her clinch game. She needs to improve a lot of things. But I feel like footwork will definitely neutralize a good wrestler, because Obviously, they're going to get that shot off eventually, But the thing is, it's gonna make them work. You can't avoid a takedown attempt, but you can make the takedown very hard to get. You can make them really work for that takedown, and then when you're on the bottom, throw up submissions constantly, try to get up constantly. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of energy, which means you need to train your ass off leading up to the fight. So cardio is not an issue, and constantly throwing up submissions. But the thing is, Antonina's not going to be able to just throw up submissions against a girl like Casey O'Neill, because Casey's a brown belt. She's a very good elite grappler. So she knows to avoid those submissions. Antonina threw up a good armbar earlier, but that armbar failed because Casey neutralized it. She knew that the armbar was coming. She was able to neutralize it and get out of the way of that armbar, and then turn it into her own offense and take her back. So, jiu-jitsu is just about yin and yang and understanding positions and weaknesses and strengths and how you can take advantage of those positions. But Antonina's not she doesn't have that level of jiu-jitsu or ground game for the UFC, and that's something that maybe she needs to come to terms with. She's going to have to come to terms with anyways, because with another loss, that kind of puts her further away from a title. I mean, she doesn't have any chance of a title shot because her sister is fighting. She's going to fight her sister? I mean, that's crazy. Of course not. I don't know, man. I'm not ready to say that Antonina should get cut from the UFC, because obviously, she's done a lot for the sport. She's not a bum, and she's a decent fighter. I'm not quite ready to say she should be released, but I feel like in her next fight, if she doesn't win her next fight, I think things are going to be looking a little bit dicey for Antonina in her next fight. If she doesn't put up a good performance in the next fight, things are looking dicey for Casey. Not Casey, but Antonina. And just, I don't know where this goes. I mean, are you just going to fight to get a paycheck, or does she want to become champion? I mean, does she want to replace her sister and her sister can go up to 135? Or what is Antonina trying to accomplish in the flyweight division? Does she want to move down and challenge Rose Namajunas? She's not going to beat Rose. She's going to get out grappled. So really, I don't know what Antonina wants to do. Maybe she just wants to fight and collect a paycheck. But man, Casey, where does Casey go from here? She looked good with her grappling tonight. I feel like she needs to fight a ranked opponent now, and a ranked opponent that I would like to see her fight. Kailin Shukagian would be a bit of a quick step up. So maybe someone like a Viviana Rojo or Roxanne Modafferi. Maybe a Roxanne Modafferi fight would be good for her right now. That would be a nice fight. I think she can beat her. I think she can beat Roxanne. I think Casey can beat Roxanne, or maybe she can fight that girl Miranda Marcos, so she can fight Macy Barber, or she can fight a lot of girls. Like, there's a lot of girls for her to fight. And I think Antonina should take a step back and fight Macy Barber or something like that. Macy's not going to try to take her down that badly. So maybe a fight with Macy would be a good idea,